Welcome back, friends. Mark Peotter here. Today we are going to learn the minor 6 chord for the guitar. The minor 6 chord is built from the minor triad, root, flat 3, and 5, and then you add on the 6th degree on top of that triad. Before we get started with the minor 6 chord, I'd like to talk about two new terms that we haven't discussed yet in my guitar lessons. One of them is voicing. Now, voicing is just the word that we use to describe how we choose to stack the notes in the chord on our instrument. As an example, let's just take the easy example of the G chord. If you play your G chord like this, that is one of many voicings of the G chord. Okay? Just by altering one note, by putting this D here on your 3rd fret, a lot of people play their G chord like this. It's still a G chord, but it is a different voicing of the chord. So that helps to explain what the word voicing means. A third choice is right here. The notes are the same, G, B, and D, but they're stacked in a slightly different order, and it's called a different voicing. Now, the other word I want to talk about is inversions. An inversion is to describe which note is on the bottom of the chord. In root position, the name of the chord is on the bottom. So let's do the G chord. We have a G chord like this, G, B, D. Okay, I'm just doing 3 strings triad here, just to make it simple. And that's called the root position. For the first inversion, we're going to start with the next note higher in the chord, which is the B, and now it's going to be a B, D, G. That's all there is to it. It sounds like a mysterious word, but that's all there is. Root, first inversion. And then second inversion puts the D as the bottom note, and so now you get this, D, G, B. Again, all of these are G chords. All of them are different voicings, and the last 3 are called different inversions. So it's a lot of words to learn, but you know what? Music theory is nothing but words and definitions. That's all it is. Alright, so today I'm going to give you 4 ways to play the minor 6 chord. All 4 of them can become a movable chord all around your guitar. And let's get started with the E minor 6 chord. We're going to start with E minor, which you already know, I hope. And then we're going to count up 6 because we want to add on the 6th degree to this chord. 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's the note we're looking for. It's a C sharp, and by the way, that C sharp is a 6 in the minor 6 chord and the major 6 chord. Either way, it's that same note, C sharp. Okay, so we add on the C sharp to this chord, and there's your minor 6 chord. This is one way of playing a minor 6 chord. We can move and bar this chord everywhere on the neck. If I put my first finger on the 1st fret, and I form the E minor chord underneath, I get this. If I'm on the 2nd fret, I get an F sharp minor 6 chord. 3rd fret, I'm on a G minor 6 chord. 4th fret, I'm on the A flat minor 6 chord. And so on up the neck as we go. The next voicing I want to show you is based on the A minor chord. So we have a regular old A minor chord. Now we're going to count up 6 tones. 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, that's an F sharp, and that note is going to be added to our A minor chord. This chord can also be moved around the neck. If you just keep the 4 notes here with your 4 fingers, like that, and you can ignore the 2 bottom strings. Okay, this puts the E in the bottom. Remember, if you remember the terminology, this would be called second inversion because the E is in the bottom. But anyway, A minor 6, you can move this up the neck. B flat minor 6, B minor 6, C minor 6, C sharp minor 6, D minor 6, and so on up the neck. E flat, E minor 6. If you want to try to bar so that you get the bottom note in root position, you're going to have a little trouble because now you need to cover 4 more notes or 4 strings with only 3 fingers. If your ring finger is fat enough, you can cover both these 2 strings, the D and the G string together, and then you still have room for that finger and that finger. Put the bar down here, or really it's just 1 note. You don't even have to bar the whole thing. And that's the root voicing or the root position for B flat minor 6, B minor 6, C minor 6, C sharp minor 6, and so on. If it is too difficult for you to cover 2 strings with the ring finger alone, you might choose to omit one of those 2 strings. I would suggest omitting the G string, and what I mean by omit is to mute it. So you're going to have your first finger on the A1, third finger on D3, and then let it lazily touch the G string so we don't really hear it. Then take your second finger on B2 and your fourth finger on E3, and now you have 4 of the 5 strings. Okay, so we changed it from 5 strings to 4. It's still a perfectly good B flat minor 6 chord. The third voicing I want to show you for the minor 6 chord is based on the D minor chord. You probably know the D minor chord. We got to add on a 6. So we have the 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 is the B natural. Oh, it's an open string. How convenient. So we're just going to add that onto this chord and we get these 4 notes. Easy to finger and it sounds nice. That's a D minor 6 chord. This chord can easily be moved around the neck. Put your bar on the 4 strings, form the D minor 6 chord underneath it or on top of it, and here you go. E flat minor 6. E minor 6. That's an F minor 6. That's a F sharp minor 6. A G minor 6. And so on up the neck. Let's see. The fourth voicing that I'm going to show you for the minor 6 chord is my favorite of the 4 because it's easy for me to finger it and get to it quickly. It starts down at the bottom here with the F. Now we're going to use our middle finger for the low F, and then we're going to form a triad of a F minor chord right here on the first fret. That's just simply 1, 1, 1. And then we have to add on the 6th tone. Well, where is that 6th tone? We have 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 is a D natural in this scale, and the D natural happens to be an open string. Again, very convenient. So now we're going to do the bottom note plus 4 more strings, and you've got a nice, dark, mysterious sounding minor 6 chord. If there is one problem with this chord, it's that the A string is not used, so you're just going to lazily let your middle finger touch the A string, and so that we don't hear it. We just kind of mute that string, see? And then we hear the other strings. Now, for me, it's easy for me to lay down this finger on 3 strings, and that's why I like using this voicing. If that's difficult for you, you're going to have to do it with 2 fingers. Maybe these 2 fingers. Okay, now I'm putting the ring finger on the G and the B string, 1st fret, and I'm putting the pinky on the E string. Okay, that gives me room to use my middle finger still on the low F. But now I can move this chord up the neck. That is an F sharp minor 6 chord. G minor 6. Again, we are muting the A string with our middle finger. This is A flat. I prefer to lay my finger down. I'm going to do that for the A. Okay, A minor 6. When I just played this voicing, you might be looking at my fingers and thinking, hey, wait a minute, it looks like he's playing a D9 chord. Well, you're almost right, because the D9 chord you probably learned is like this. So that those top 4 strings are 5, 5, 5, 4. That's the same. Okay, and those 4 strings, those 4 notes, are the same for the D9 chord and the A minor 6 chord. So really the only difference was the bottom note. D9 is this, and A minor 6, you just move the bottom note to the bottom string, and now it's A minor 6. B flat minor 6, B minor 6, C minor 6, C sharp minor 6, D minor 6, and so on up the neck. The first time I ever noticed hearing the minor 6 chord was in the song Blue Bayou. Roy Orbison sang the song in the key of F. Well, the fishing boats with the sails afloat, if I could only see. That the word see is the minor 6 chord. In fact, the melody note is the 6. If I could only see, it's a G natural, which is the 6th of the B flat minor 6 chord. Linda Ronstadt made a bigger hit with the same song. She sang it in the key of B. Those fishing boats with the sails afloat, if I could only see. Okay, again, it's a minor 6 chord. In this case, it's an E minor 6 chord. Another time that I really noticed a minor 6 chord was in the song How Deep Is Your Love by the Bee Gees. It's on the word belong. Breaking us down when they all should let us be. Here it is. We belong to you and me. In that case, it was an A flat minor 6. The minor 6 chord even appears near the end of the song Jingle Bell Rock. Mix and mingle to the jingling beat. It's right there. Jingling beat is the minor 6 chord. So you have a G chord, mix and mingle to the, and then G minor 6, jingle and beat, and then the song ends with the 2-5-1. That's the Jingle Bell Rock. Alright, well I think that's enough minor 6 chord for today. I hope you had fun and learned something, and leave your comments below, and I'll see you next time.